Guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm breaking down my top 5 pistols you can grab for under $300. I've personally run over 1,000 rounds through each of these handguns to see how they really hold up. No fluff, just real-world range time. To make the list, a pistol has to be reliable, accurate, lightweight, and easy to run, even for beginners. It also needs to be readily available, not some hard-to-find collectible. And yeah, I bought each of these for under $300, though pricing always shifts a bit depending on the market. These picks are versatile enough for concealed carry, home defense, and weekend range fun. So if you're building your kit on a budget, this one's for you. Let's jump into the 5 best handguns that punch way above their price tag. Pistol slot number 5, Stoeger STR-9. Coming in at the 5th spot is a pistol that doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves, the Stoeger STR-9. It's a fairly recent addition to the concealed carry world, and while it hasn't blown up like some of its competitors, it really brings a surprising amount of value to the table. You're looking at 9mm, striker-fired, polymer frame handgun. Pretty standard on paper, right? But the STR-9 sets itself apart with a modular setup. Whether you want multiple backstraps, different mag counts, or even an optics-ready slide, Stoeger's got you covered. Having a red dot, ready platform right out of the box with no custom milling is something you almost never see under the $300 mark. It ships with 3-dot sights and an accessory rail, so whether you want to slap on a light for home protection or add a laser, it's ready to go. You'll get a 15-round double-stack magazine, a 4-inch barrel, and an overall weight right around 30 ounces. Sure, it's a bit chunkier than some other polymer pistols, but that heft actually works in your favor when it comes to managing recoil and staying on target during follow-ups. From a shooter's standpoint, it holds its own. The front serrations give you solid grip when press checking. The undercut trigger guard makes for a high and tight grip, and the frame texture is grippy without chewing up your hands. The Glock-style takedown system is simple, and the reversible mag release makes it a great fit for lefties too. Now let's talk reliability. I ran 800 rounds through my STR-9 and had just 2 minor malfunctions. That's not perfect, but it's honestly pretty respectable for something in this price class. The best part? I scooped mine up for $200 flat at Shields before the prices started creeping up. Lately, you're more likely to see it between $250 and $300, which is still an awesome value considering what you get. Of course, it's not without flaws. This gun didn't crack the top 3 for a reason. First off, it's not made in the United States, which doesn't bother me personally, but it might be a factor for some buyers. Second, quality control is where Stoeger lags behind top-tier brands. You'll get close to 99.7% reliability, while brands like Glock push 99.9% or better. Not a huge gap, but worth thinking about if absolute consistency is your priority. Pistol number 4, Canik TP9 Elite SC. Sliding into 4th place is the Canik TP9 Elite subcompact. And I'll be straight with you, this is the most expensive gun on the list. When I grabbed mine, it cost me around $305. And these days it's hovering closer to $350. That's exactly why I had to mention that pricing caveat earlier. Now, to be fair, full-size models in the TP9 lineup can be picked up for around $250 to $300. But for me, the Elite SC earns its spot for how much performance and kit it packs and is such a compact size. This is a 9mm striker-fired pistol built on a polymer frame. On paper, pretty standard, but in the hand, it's a different story. You get 2 magazines out of the box, a 12-rounder and a 15-rounder. If you're in a restrictive state, 10-round versions are available too. And yes, it's optics ready right out of the gate, with multiple red dot mounting plates included. Rare stuff at this price. Aesthetically, it's slick, tungsten Cerakote finish, red trigger safety, front slide serrations, and a trigger that feels like it belongs on a competition rig. The grip texture is spot on, giving great control without chewing up your hands. 4 sights. It comes with Warren tactical fiber optic front and a blacked-out rear with a tactical rack shelf, perfect for one-handed manipulations off your belt or boot. It also ships with interchangeable back straps, a holster, a Picatinny rail, and a loaded chamber indicator. And with ambidextrous controls, lefties are covered too. So why isn't it ranked higher? Well, reliability isn't perfect out of the box. I fired 1,000 rounds through mine and had 2 malfunctions. Not bad, but enough to knock it just below the top 3. Here's what you should know. These pistols are tuned for 124 grain NATO rounds. If you're running 115 grain bulk ammo like American Eagle or Winchester White Box, you might get occasional failures to feed or cycle. It's a recoil spring thing designed for hotter loads. The fix? Either run a few hundred rounds of hotter stuff to break it in, keep the slide locked back overnight to relax the spring, or swap in a lighter recoil spring altogether. Once that's done, this thing runs flawlessly. Despite the slight break-in period, I still strongly recommend the TP9 Elite SC. It shoots flat, points well, and has arguably the best factory trigger in its class. For a subcompact, it nails that sweet spot between concealability, control, and firepower. If you want a carry gun that's tricked out straight from the factory without dropping half a grand, this one belongs on your radar. Pistol number 3, Smith Wesson M&P Wink with tongue sticking out shield. Landing at the number 3 spot is a gun that helped define the subcompact carry market, the Smith Wesson M&P Shield. You've got 2 main versions to choose from: the original first generation, which is easier on the wallet, or the updated 2.0 model with some solid refinements. The great news? Both are still easy to find under $300. It's a 9mm striker-fired handgun built on a polymer frame and features a 3-inch barrel. What makes it special is its single-stack design, keeping the width slim for everyday carry. At just 20 ounces unloaded, it's light enough to disappear on your belt or in an inside-the-waistband holster. Standard mag capacity is 7+1, but if you're willing to shop around, there are aftermarket magazines that can give you a couple more rounds without bulking things up. The 2.0 version features a noticeable trigger upgrade over the original, along with aggressive grip texturing that provides excellent control without feeling harsh. Honestly, the Shield's grip might be one of the best in its class for maintaining control during rapid fire. While it's built for concealment, it's actually just big enough to double as a nightstand gun, especially for new shooters. A common mistake I see with beginners is picking a micro-compact pistol that feels great in hand, but is a nightmare to shoot accurately. The Shield strikes a smart balance, small enough to carry, but large enough to shoot well. You can get it with or without a manual thumb safety, depending on your preference. Ergonomics are excellent, controls are intuitive, and above all, this thing runs like a clock. I've personally hit targets out to 100 yards with the 2.0 model, which is no small feat for a pistol this size. Another major win for the Shield is aftermarket support. It's been on the market long enough that magazines, holsters, sights, and parts are everywhere. And here's a tip: always keep at least 4 magazines per pistol. Mags are where parts, and backups are cheap insurance. Bottom line? The M&P Shield delivers rock-solid performance, easy carry, and near-limitless customization, all at a price that still leaves you cash for ammo. Pistol number 2, Taurus G2C and G3. Taking the second spot is a pair of budget-friendly pistols from Taurus, the G2C and the G3. While we're mainly talking about the G2C here, both models are nearly identical, with the G3 featuring a slightly longer barrel. For anyone looking to get solid performance without spending a fortune, these 9mm striker-fired handguns are hard to beat. Both come with polymer frames, excellent ergonomics, and a reputation that's improved significantly in recent years. The G3 ships with 2 magazines. One holds 15 rounds, the other 17, though 10-round versions are available if you live in a restricted state. It has a 4-inch barrel and weighs in at 24 ounces, putting it right in the sweet spot for home defense or concealed carry. I bought mine for $219, and while you might not always find it that low, deals under $250 are common with a little patience. Features are strong for the price. Picatinny rail, crisp trigger, easy-to-use mag release, and front slide serration for solid grip while racking. It also uses a Glock-style takedown system, making cleaning and disassembly simple, especially for new gun owners. Want to upgrade? There's solid aftermarket support, including fiber optic sights and magazine extensions. I personally swapped mine for fiber optics, and they've performed great. Holsters are widely available, though maybe not as common as what you'll find for the Shield. Yes, it has a manual thumb safety, but it's low profile enough that you can run the gun without it interfering. All in all, for under $250, the Taurus G series gives you way more than expected and proves budget guns don't have to feel cheap. First place medal number 1. Used Glock 17 Gen 3 or M and amp wink with tongue sticking out full size. Topping the list is a bit of a cheat, but it just wouldn't be right to leave it out. A used Gen 3 Glock 17 or a first-generation Smith and Wesson M&P. You can find these all day long in local gun stores, pawn shops, and online listings for under $300. And in this case, used definitely doesn't mean abused. We buy used cars, right? So why not use guns, especially ones built to go the distance? These full-size, 9mm striker-fired pistols are known for legendary toughness. A well-maintained Gen 3 Glock can easily run 10,000 to 50,000 rounds before anything needs attention. There are countless reports out there of these things going strong past 50,000 rounds with nothing more than basic maintenance. And reliability? Near perfect. These guns have been tested in combat, carried by law enforcement, and trusted in real-world self-defense. You're not gambling here. You're buying into proven performance. What really puts them at the top is the aftermarket ecosystem. No other pistol on this list even comes close. Magazines, triggers, barrels, holsters, lights, slides, internals, everything you can imagine is readily available. Whether you want a bare-bones duty gun or a tricked-out competition build, this platform lets you go any direction. For safety-minded folks, many M&P models offer a thumb safety, while Glock stays clean and simple with its internal safeties only. Both the Glock 17 and M&P come in compact and full-size flavors. But if you're asking me, go full size. 15 to 17 round capacity, better recoil control, more comfortable grip, especially for new shooters. And here's the truth. If I had to walk into a fight tomorrow and pick from this entire list, I'm grabbing my used Gen 3 Glock 17 without hesitation. It was the first handgun I ever trusted, and after all these years, it still earns its place at the top. YW checkmark wrap-up. And that's the list. 5 budget-friendly pistols under $300 that prove great doesn't have to mean expensive. Agree? Disagree? Drop your own top picks in the comments. Smash that like button if you got value from this. And don't forget to subscribe for more reviews, tips, and gear breakdowns. Stay safe, stay sharp, and keep your powder dry.